Happy Saturday!
Oh my goodness, it's Saturday.
It is Saturday.
Wow. I saw your Instagram today, and it was like going to negative weather. So I said, "Where are you going?"
to 8.
So I immediately got in her DMs, and she was going to be pretty close to me because I'm on the East Coast. So now we're together for a quick lunch. I don't know if you guys remember Louisa. We did, I think that video of you making an avocado got like hundreds and thousands of views.
Yes, we've had therapy. We've made avocado toast. We sat by the pool and fixed our lives. And here we are.
You have to come back and do some more cooking. She's an amazing cook as well as therapist. So, guys, if you need a cook/life coach.
Avocados are the spice of life.
Yeah, they are really, really good. I haven't eaten one in a while because I'm not in LA. I'm like, hello, everybody. Any therapy questions? Now, you had a lot of stuff. We were talking about what we're going to talk about, and you were like, there's so much going on, right? The Grammys, the football.
It's really interesting in the world right now. So this weekend, well, first of all, it's a new month. It's a new year, and then it's the first new month, and tomorrow is the full moon.
Ooh.
And then, we have the Grammys, 50th anniversary of the Grammys, and then we have next weekend the Super Bowl, and there's all that drama around, players who have been accused of things.
I didn't even see any of that.
It's just a reminder that in life, everything can be going just as you think it is, when all of a sudden these oh shit moments happen.
Yeah.
And it's how do you deal with that?
And Steve, thank you for the 100 stars. Shout out to Steve. How do you deal with those oh shit moments? Because I feel like, I've had some, but not to that extreme. And I always just try. We were talking about being a good person, and I always just try to be a good person through it all. But what are your tips for that?
Well, it's interesting because sometimes it's really easy to become subjective and start to think about what does this person think, or what does that person think, or how am I affected by what someone else thinks of me? But at the end of the day, if you can take a deep breath and really evaluate the evidence and look at the facts for your own life and fail to be influenced by things that are going on around you, and just continually looking at yourself and saying, what could I change about myself? Because the only real thing you have any control over in this world is yourself. Even if there's somebody in your life who does something that annoys you, or it's something that drives you crazy, you can either choose to spend all your time focused on that, or realizing that, hey, that's beyond my control. So I only have control over me. So how can I adapt? And I feel when you think about it being a new year, and 2023, and here we are, now we got through the first month, don't give up on your resolutions. Turn those resolutions into evolutions, and create a revolution for yourself.
Yeah, I need to work on my resolution to get into shape and to work out. It's been hard because I'm in New York and it's cold here, and I don't want to go anywhere. What were your resolutions this year?
Over the years, I've had a lot of resolutions, and I will tell you, my one resolution for this year is actually just to be more feminine, because I've had this...
You're so feminine, really?
Feminine is interesting because, being a feminist is very different than being feminine. I have a lot of tools. I can outwork most men. But I really still value, feminine energy. I think there's something so beautiful to, I have a hoodie on tonight, but to wearing a low-cut shirt, to showcase my breasts, or to have my abs out, or to do my hair or my makeup, because I feel accentuating your beauty at all costs is it's very biblical in a sense. It's very much taking care of your temple, and too many times we spend more time worrying about the accent pillows on the couch, or did we fold our laundry, or is our house clean, or is our car look great, is our car washed and waxed, but we haven't looked in the mirror and said, did I love myself today? Am I the best possible version of me? So for me, my resolution for 23 is 2023 has to be the year of me. I have to give myself my best first, and then I can give it to the world.
Wow. We're getting lots of hearts here. I think the last video we did together, guys, you can look, we are in bikinis.
Oh yeah, back in like last March or April
Yeah.
or May, like we
Yeah.
were in like bikinis poolside. Like if you're wondering what to do right now, just get yourself a glass of water. It's just water. Like water is amazing for your skin. 102 vitamins and minerals in one glass of water.
Yeah, everyone said you're not missing much. There's rain in LA. Yeah, I want to go sit by the pool. Hopefully, were you? It was hot when you were in town last year. What time of year was that? Was that a year already? It's been a year since I saw you. Oh my goodness.
It was a year already, but I promise you, we will be in LA soon making avocados by the pool.
Yes. Oh, Maurice McCoy Jr. said 2023 is definitely all about me. Yes, you're an awesome filmmaker. Lots of awesome filmmakers on here, and Luis is also a filmmaker. We actually met doing the zombie show.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we met we did Corpse Control. I was
Yes.
a zombie, and she was like a scared teenager in a elevator, like during Comic-Con.
I was in a bunker.
COVID.
Yeah. I was trapped in a bunker. I was the Kimmy Schmidt of the show, which was cool.
But this is proof that responding to one Craigslist ad or like just doing something out of the ordinary can change your life. Like 4 years ago, I didn't know her, and now she's one of my best friends in the world because
Technically, you met on Craigslist.
when you challenge yourself to find more people like you in the universe, it just reminds you that regardless of your family or how you grew up or like all your friends since elementary school, there's a tribe of people out there that like the things that you like. So you can get out of your comfort zone and you don't have to like sit at home every weekend in your living room and think that like you're all alone. There are people like you out there in the world. You just have to find them.
And she's an experienced therapist, so that's where all this knowledge is coming from. Can you tell people what you're working on now, or?
So like right now I'm working on my doctorate in grief counseling. Soon I'll be Dr. Eiler. And it stemmed from...
How long does it take? How many years?
For most people it takes 2 years, but for me, because I have a lot of grad school credits already, it should take about 14 months.
That's amazing. And you're a doctor.
And I'll be a doctor. Why that's important to me is, for years as a therapist, I've helped people lose weight, transform their lives, build their business, get out of broken relationships, fix their marriage. And when my sister committed suicide, and then when my mother died in my arms at 85 years old of congestive heart failure, I really learned that death is objective, and like life is a sum total of love, death, and time, and that some people have never visited a grave site, or some people like fail to understand how beautiful death can be. And so it's my goal to help people learn to like accept that loss and use it to further ground them in life so that every day becomes more valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were talking about that and how, telling me we should all live every day to the fullest, right? That's something that we were talking about when we were eating here.
Yeah, I think that sometimes we wake up and we think that, what do I got to do today? Or like my life sucks. But the reality is, if you're still breathing, you got 24 hours to live your life like a video game, to improve your score from yesterday. And sometimes you get a better score, sometimes you get bonus lives, and sometimes you have to power down and unplug, and then tomorrow make it a new day. But it's like, you have to learn to like not sweat the small stuff and just really appreciate every single breath that you take.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Now, what are some tips for people to, because I know it's easy to say, but like a lot of us, when we wake up, we're depressed, we're sitting at home, like how do you get out of that funk?
Well, I think an easy way to get out of the funk is to contain it. And by that, it means sometimes you get up and you're like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to get back in bed. I'm not going to do anything today. Like this day is a crapshoot. Forget it. Fuck it. But I say, put drop a pin on when it has to end. So like right now, if it's like 5:48 in your world, right? Tell yourself, you know what? I'm only going to feel bad till 1800. At 6 o'clock, I'm going to get up and do something different. Or at 21 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, I'm going to do something different. Like put parentheses, like contain it. Tell yourself, I can feel bad until this time, and then I'm going to do something different. So I think like containing it is the step number one. And then the step number two is when you wake up tomorrow, divide your day, just go to your printer and pick up one of the sheets of paper and fold it in 3, and then make it morning, noon, and night. So give yourself one morning goal, one afternoon goal, and one evening goal, and just do 3 things tomorrow.
I know. What do you like? I get foggy sometimes. Like, how do you combat that? Like, and you're just doing so many things, and then you realize, like, oh, I feel very foggy. How do you?
Well, when you feel foggy, you have to find your lighthouse. So maybe that lighthouse is like, you know what? Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I would really love some avocado toast and some red pepper flakes on a rye bagel. So go get yourself a rye bagel and some eggs and some red pepper flakes. The point is you have to be able to focus on one thing that you can see to fruition. Maybe your lighthouse in the fog is like, you know what, like I'm kind of foggy, but I would really love my nails to be painted a beautiful color. So you go to the store, you buy that nail polish, or you like, Amazon it in. The point is you find that 1 or 2 things that you can do as anchor items to ground you back to reality. Many times for me, when I had like fogs or depression and like inability to get out of bed, I would say, you know what? I don't know what tomorrow's going to hold, but I know I can feed myself a peanut butter and jelly. So like sometimes it'll be me getting out of bed to force myself to make that peanut butter and jelly, or it'd be me sending a text message to my son, I need you to bring me a peanut butter and jelly to my bedroom at 12 noon. And he would do it.
It's a good son.
But it's that point of you have to have something that you learn to like reconfide in and build your trust. Maybe you call a friend, you text a friend and say, hey, like I'm having some tough spells right now, but if you could call me tomorrow at noon, I'd really appreciate it. I'll tell you what, your friend's probably going to call you tomorrow at noon. Why? Because you asked them to. And what that does is it like drops a pin on your life and it says, tomorrow at noon, I need something. If you live your life like not knowing what you need next, you're going to just continue to be in disappointment because you haven't set even one goal.
So goals, okay. Now the other thing, I know I had hit you up, and then I was kind of dropped the ball on this, but Twitch, the dancer, I was so upset because I met him in Cabo like 3 years ago, and he was such a ray of light, and maybe more than 3 years ago now, actually, now that I think about it, it was a while ago, and it's just such a shock. Any advice for people out there that might be, living in this state of, sadness?
Yeah, so Twitch was my friend. We haven't talked about this, but I
didn't know you know him.
I met Twitch and Allison in 2013 when I did the Oscars.
Oh,
and they were in the
idea.
GBK gifting suite, and they were still engaged and they weren't married. And I would say this, sometimes when people are on top of the world, they're at greatest risk for suicide because you get to a point in your life when you think, my life could never get any better than this. I'm so happy. I want to end it right now while I have it all, because having less than this wouldn't be ever enough. And so if there's anybody on this call right now or anybody who sees this in the future that kind of just is sitting there thinking like, I have everything I need, and like if I become 1 ounce less than myself right now, my life would crumble. I want to say to you that even less than you is greater than none of you at all. And so understand that you matter and that your life counts and that life is built on this fluctuation of good days and bad days, and that just know that if you've made it this far, that there's something within you that means something not only to yourself but to the people around you. So dig a little deeper and tell yourself that tomorrow I can do something a little bit more than I did today that gives me what I need to sustain and continue. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, I love that. And what about, if people are feeling lonely, what's your advice there? Because I know a lot of people watch this, they can be lonely.
I feel like when you feel lonely, it's a reminder that you're alive. It reminds you that you have a heart. It reminds you that, hey, I need to do more for myself. I need to open search button on my iPhone. Or if you're as old as me, I need to like open like I would say the yellow pages, but that like really dates me. Yeah, like I'm old even though I look young. But like the idea is that you can still go to Eventbrite and Google your city and your zip code, and you can find people who are also alone, just like you. Now, when you go to Eventbrite tonight in your zip code, this is what you're going to find. You're going to find like some online seminars. You're going to find some yoga. You're going to find some like hiking meet and greets. You're going to find some like Dungeons and Dragons. You're going to find some like live music, or maybe even some like yoga, like goat yoga temples. But the bottom line is, in your zip code, there's other people who are lonely, and they're having meetups, and they're saying, I'm lonely too, but they're calling it a goat yoga, or they're calling it a wine tasting, or they're calling it a Dungeons and Dragons meetup. The most important thing in life is to become connected to other people. Do you know what the Bible is? The Bible is like the greatest blog ever. The Bible is like a bunch of people that walked around and met new people and wrote it down in a journal and then put it all together. So like,
I love that. Yeah.
Go out and fucking meet people.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And where can people find you if they want to talk to you?
If you want to talk to me, you can go to louisaeiler.com, LOUISAEYLDR.com,
Yeah.
or Louisa Eiler on Instagram.
Or isn't it Professor Eiler?
Yeah, on Facebook, I think I'm Professor Eiler. Facebook.com/Professor Eiler. You know, the truth is, I was a professor for 15 years. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. And my sister committed suicide. My dad died unexpectedly in the hospital in a routine surgery. My mom died of congestive heart failure in my arms. I have an autistic son who's in his 20s. I have a boyfriend who's a professional athlete. I met Lauren because I answered a Craigslist ad 4 years ago to play a zombie at Comic-Con. My point is, do the things that frighten you, because your best life are the years ahead of you. If you made it this far, there's more within you. So just take a deep breath and step on that last rung of the diving board and go in.
How do you stay so positive? She's so positive, guys, all the time.
I really think it's because I've understood the power of positive psychology. Like, this could be a whole TED Talk. Like, if you look at a coordinate plane, like, let's just do the simple math. If you have a coordinate plane, we have an X and Y axis. You know, like, seriously. Only in one quadrant is it totally positive, because you have this quadrant is like positive X, negative Y, and then you have negative X, negative Y, and then you have negative Y, positive X, but those three are negative. Only in one quadrant you have positive X and positive Y. So what that means is, in life, if every single moment in your life where space and time collide and there is equitable distribution of all the little intersections of life, you only have a 1 in 4 chance of something good happening to you. So that means for every bad 3 things, 1 good thing is coming. So like, if you're having a bad day today, just know that 3 more bad days and your good day is coming. And that's how I live my life. I understand the laws of probability, that like it takes 3 shitty things to happen for 1 ray of sunshine to come.
I love your advice, Louisa. Guys, I in the description I tagged her, but for some reason it wasn't highlighting. So Louise Eiler, if it's spelled correctly,
yeah.
Or on Instagram, and we're gonna hop on Instagram if she has time. I don't know. I've kind of we're only supposed to hang out for an hour, and we've just been sitting at this place. Hopefully they don't kick us out.
But listen. Even though it's already February, it's still Happy New Year. It's Happy You Year. It's 2023 is the year of me. You know, tomorrow, February 5th, is the full moon. It's the first real full moon of the 2023 calendar year. I challenge you to go outside, look at the moon, and take a deep breath and say, you know what? When the sun comes up, I can be whoever I want to be. And that's you.
All right, guys. I love you so much. Good to see you, and I will see you soon. Bye.